Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome, good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. Now, I have finished marking all your exam papers. Overall, I'm pretty happy with all of your scores. There are some exceptions, of course, but I'll discuss that with any relevant students. I'll hand out your scores to you individually. Satomi approaches me and hands me my scorecard and nervous to take a look. Holy crap, I got the top score in the entire class. I can't believe it, all that studying really paid off. I'm very proud of you, Lunar. You have surpassed all of my expectations. I'm happy to award you with the school's honorary badge. This is a special pin that marks you as the best student at your year's level. You have earned it. Well done. You have received exam pin. Rooftop field. Thought you were going to comment on the fact that we both have that little pin thing now. Still sold out of everything. Lunar, I love you so much. Let's go be together forever. Seems like we've been plenty of dates already. Park. Five Nights at Freddy's sounds. Classroom, library, gallery. I have a very strange feeling this morning. The exam still isn't sitting right with me. What's worse, the other girls didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. Anyway, the school term ends on Friday. Once school finishes, I don't know what Yui's schedule will be like. I should take the opportunity to spend as much time with her as I can. Huh. Interesting. Does that just give me a last note? Hey, you want to get up to 100% before the end? Classroom Cowrie. Oh. Where was she again? Library. I already forgot. I know Kari's in the classroom. Okay. Kari Yui. Can I hang out with someone twice in one day? Wait, I already forgot where everyone is. Cafe. Kari's room, hallway field. Oh, tomorrow's last. Oh wow, that's fast. Should make the most of my time. You should give it away. I don't know if I'm having our chance to actually give that to you or not. I don't know if it's a thing I have to do or if it's a... Hallway Akari. Hopefully if there's New Game Plus, we get to keep all the stats I built up so I can just speedrun it. Okay, Yui's in the library. Well, it's time for the last day of term. You all have a great big holiday ahead of you before you rejoin us for your second year. I'm so proud of you for all your progress, even though this year is plagued with tragedy. I like to think we all have grown a little stronger. Make sure you stay safe during your vacation. I'll be looking forward to seeing you all again next year. Aside hang back, ask Tomi about the bizarre exam questions. Lunar, is it strange to feel nostalgia on a Friday night classroom cleaning sessions? Or no, I guess. Next year, you'll have a different homeroom teacher. No, probably won't see me day-to-day basis. That makes me really sad. Hey, what can I do for you? I want to ask you about some of the exam questions. Oh, you review some of your content? No, exactly. There were some strange questions on paper. No one else seems to have had the same ones. One of the questions asked me about the treat, even that attack at school. Another one about Miss Yoshida's crucifixion. Are you certain? Here, let me dig your paper. Tomi rushes down. Strange, I can't find your paper. Did I get back to you? You did, but I couldn't find it at home. I assumed you had a copy. Yes, I have photocopies, but yours is the only one not here. Look, maybe you interpreted as questions on the paper were just thoughts in your head. Okay, that honestly means I probably should see a psychiatrist if I'm hallucinating fucking questions. Exams are very stressful, even if students. If I were you, I'd pay no mind. During your vacation, you should take the opportunity to relax. Also, the paper's missing from my house. Did someone steal it, or is the world does not actually exist? Not going anywhere with Satomi. I feel like I'm hitting my head against a brick wall. Don't feel so good. I decide to go home. School gate! Intercepted by girls. You don't get home yet. We're all going to a party. Yay! Stray's idea. School's out for the year. It's the best. You'd be stupid not to come and let your hair down. I agree to come along. Might be nice to do something normal for once. It will be fun, I hope. Come on, Lunar. We got snacks and sodas ready to go. What do you do? My head is throbbing. I can't take all the noise right now. Sorry, I'm not feeling great. Invite me next time. Everyone frowns. I turn to walk away. I get home and crash in my bed. Oh, she barks, asks for something, but I can't focus on what he's saying. My stomach feels and the head is dizzy. I think I might throw up. I feel terrible this morning. My head is throbbing and my eyes are strained. When I look in the mirror, my face is a ghostly pale shade. Did I eat something bad? I feel completely out of it. I get back into bed just as my phone buzzes. It's a message from Ray. Say, are the others missing imagination? I have to read the message twice to try and grasp the meaning. Say, are the others missing imagination? Nope, still don't get it. I slowly type a response along the lines of what the fuck, and hit send. I wait for a reply, but Ray doesn't respond. Well, whatever, I need to get some sleep. I wake up in the afternoon and find Hoshi gnawing on my arm. Hoshi, what do you want? Woof woof? I shoo Hoshi away and realize my phone is buzzing repetitively. I take a look and see there are over 600 messages from Ray? What the hell? I open a few and they all say the same thing. Okay, are we in a simulation? Am I in a coma? Is one of my imaginary daydream girlfriends becoming sentient? Are they all sentient? Is this just schizophrenia and multiple personalities with more steps and more sex? I try calling Ray, but she doesn't answer. The messages keep coming in. This is ridiculous. I'm just going to go talk to her. No idea what she's playing at. At least we know where everyone lives. I leave the house, head toward the school dorms. Ray, tell me where she lives there. Out of the dorms, take a look around, and nothing's out of the ordinary here. I wrote Ray's room number down on my phone a while ago, so I'd look it up as I walk. After entering the building, I head upstairs. Find Ray's room easily enough. Strangely, the door is slightly ajar. I slowly push the door open, and she's probably dead. Ray, are you home? I poke my head. Let me guess. Only the people that have at least an 80% live. So technically, everyone's going to die but Yui. So I assume I had a romantic happy ending with the person with 100%. But I assume anyone who has less than 80% is dead. Which means everyone is dying. Because I fucking suck. But hey, at least one person's going to live. But I do have a save file that and go that other direction. I better not be right. God fucking damn it! Why are you smiling? And like I said, if I hadn't got Yui's affection up high enough, she would also be dead. So everyone dies if I don't go on dates with them. That's kind of weird, but okay. Ray is leaning back on the sofa. She looks comfortable and relaxed. She probably spent the day lounging around. I wonder if she slit her own throat. It's a really clean cut. I'm actually quite impressed with how well her jugular vein has been severed. The blood is welling like a fountain from her neck. She looks at peace. Ray is dead. I have to blink several times to make sure my eyes aren't deceiving me. She slit her own throat? No. Someone killed her. Several others are knocked over and there was a fight here. Ray is dead. What the fuck? The gravity of the situation has just sunk in, and maybe I've just become so used to stumbling across dead bodies. But that's something no one should ever get used to, and now it's Ray, and I have no idea what to do. And I don't know who would have wanted her dead, and she didn't deserve this. Look at her face. And I thought she looked peaceful, but she actually looks scared. I don't know. And whether she died of blood loss or suffocation or maybe even fear. And I've never seen her like this before. When would we have seen her like this before? Because of course, I've never seen her with her throat slashed open. Okay, good point. That's kind of the direction I was going in. Like this shouldn't. Okay. I start to cry, and I can't believe the amount of water pouring from my eyes. Ray. Oh, Ray, why? Poor Ray. I scramble over her and try to stop the blood pouring from her neck. Not a point now. But it's no good, of course she's dead. She's been dead for who knows how long. And now there is blood on my hands, and it smells like Ray, and the whole room smells like Ray. And the blood will never wash off my hands, and I'll continue to smell like Ray forever. I try to wipe the blood from my hands, but it just appears again. Every time I dip my fingers into her neck, and I have to stop and pause and wonder what I'm doing, and why I keep touching the wound. But I can't stop, because Ray hasn't told me to. What? Okay, what? I can't control myself, and there's still blood on my hands. The window is open. Maybe someone will see me poke my fingers into Ray's neck, but maybe no one will see me. And there is more blood on my fingers. Blood on my toe. Why aren't we wearing shoes? Ray's phone is lying on the floor. There are bloody fingerprints on it. Now that I have picked it up, I pick the screen is locked. I threw my phone aside to go to the sink, wash fingers, and wash my toes. Again, why aren't we wearing shoes? That's like the weirdest thing here. Why wouldn't you be wearing shoes? I understand there's a little Japanese custom at this point, but you know, you still shouldn't be taking your shoes off in other people's homes. That's kind of weird. I mean, unless your shoes are dirty. I think that's weird. My shirt, but not too much. Ray's blood smells like Ray. Forever smell like Ray smell. What? Ray smell? What's that? What's that? It's Ray smell! Like, oh god. No one even gets the joke, and it's in bad taste. I have a great idea. Time to say goodbye to Ray for real. Goodbye, Ray. Sorry, Ray. Sorry, Ray. Sorry, Ray. Sorry, Ray. Ray, forgive me. Well, are all these girls slowly dying supposed to, I don't know, symbolize that my brain is dying as I'm in a coma? I can't believe Ray is dead. Did we talk to anybody about this? Whole thing was terrible dream, but I woke this morning with her blood still on my fingers. Did we call anyone? It's like, hey, Makari? Yui? Hey, Kaori? Mew? Guys, I don't know how much Dairy Queen it takes to fix this. I don't know what happened to me when I found her. The whole incident is a blur. I need to tell someone else about what happened, but I can't bring myself to talk about it. Ray. I don't know, maybe we're secretly murdering everyone and then we're just, like, not aware of it. Nothing good happens today. Why nothing good happened? So sleep. Need more sleep. More sleep. Nothing good. Dog is here. Is Hoshi killing everyone? What is happening? I managed to pull myself out of bed today and get something to eat. The kitchen looks weird, though. The fridge is on the opposite side. Why is my fridge sentient? Everyone's like, is your refrigerator running? Yes! I don't know why it is! How do I stop it? It just killed someone! The refrigerator! Also, I want some ice cubes out of it, and it's like, my drink is too warm. Everyone's like, priorities. The microwave is also on the wrong side. For some reason, the whole place seems to be a mirror image of its usual layout. Oh well, I don't care. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Take a look at the fridge and message from Calorie! So, anytime our minds indicate? Nonsense, absolute nonsense. I messaged her back, and that's what she means, no response. Maybe Cowrie's feeling as ill as I am. Maybe I should go visit her and see if she's okay. I'm sure Cowrie is fine! I know Cowrie lives in the dorm, so I'll head over there. Yes, Cowrie must be okay. Cowrie, absolutely okay-alicious. Now, which one was Cowrie's room? I've got the number written down on my phone. Bye. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure. I look it up and head towards her room. Did I read something? I think I missed a line. Now, which one was Cowrie's? I've got a number written down on my phone. I know Cowrie's dorms. I'll head over there. I look it up and head towards her room. I knock on Cowrie's door and wait for her response. Nothing. I knock again, and the door opens slightly. I guess the latch wasn't done up properly. Cowrie, are you home? I just came by to see if you're feeling okay. Can I come in? I don't hear a no, so I enter the room. Huh. Okay. Cowrie is hanging lazy. What is she? What is she supposed to be doing? Like, Cowrie is hanging energetically from the ceiling. Like, no. Cowrie is hanging lazily from the ceiling by her neck. Please, for the love of God, maker of this video game, seek psychiatric help. Coming from me! That's a concerning statement. It's a great story, but I'm sure, like, you know, it's kind of dark. Everyone's like, are you 100%ing this game? I don't know. Does anyone want to see this 100%ed? Do you want more of this? It's like, well, you might see more happy endings. I'm like, I don't know if that's an even trade-off. I feel like the only way this could be worse is if there's fucking eyeballs in that fucking closet. Crimson goo is oozing from her eye sockets and spilling from the corner of her mouth. A complete mess, though. She is smiling, so that helps brighten the room up a bit. I wonder if, like, because I didn't give the pin to I was about to call her name's Yuri. Right? Everyone's like, you can't even remember their names right. Anyway. Maybe she's going to be dead too because I didn't give her the fucking pin. She's a complete mess, though. She is smiling, so that helps brighten the room up a bit. Cowrie. I am the worst interior decorator ever. I can tell that this wasn't a suicide. How is she bleeding from her eyes? Does she have Ebola? How did this happen? How is that even possible? I can tell this wasn't suicide. There were broken teacups and photo frames littered around the room. Made me think there was a fight right here. Oh, so here's another thing. Did the girl I romanced the most kill everyone else? Did Akari kill everyone? What? Is this still a coma? What is happening? There are broken teacups and photo frames littered around the room, making me think there was a fight here. Someone hanged Kaori, drained the life from her innocent eyes, and then left her cadaver here to rot away. Without giving it much thought, I crossed the room and put a finger to Kaori's mouth. I wipe away some of the blood, then lick the tip of my finger? Okay, honestly, are we actually the killer here? Because it's just... Why would we do that? Did we just not eat breakfast this morning? I know the fridge was in the wrong spot, but just because we missed out on eating a fucking toaster strudel doesn't mean we eat... Like, ooh, what's this? I'll wipe away your bloody tears and have a taste. Mmm, cherry. Like, no! Jesus! It tastes like Kaori. What? What is this, the death of the five senses? Smells like Ray, tastes like Kaori. It's magically delicious. What was that from? Is that Trix? I forget what, like, Frosted Flakes. And you bust Kaori open and it's just like it's just Frosted Flakes. Tony the fucking tiger is hiding in the fucking closet. And you're like, oh Jesus! And then it's like, oh no! Oh yeah! Why is the Kool-Aid man here? I mean, I'm thirsty, but Jesus. Oh, that is cherry flavor. Cool. Everyone's like, please, for the love of God, just read the story. And I'm like, I don't know. I lean forward and gently kiss her on the lips, but I pull back when I realize how cold she has become. What? She's probably calling me a stupid idiot for doing such a thing, and in truth, I don't know why I did it. Maybe it's the shock of the situation. Maybe, like, you're just dealing with shock in a weird way. I mean, honestly, at this point, you probably should need all the therapy in the world. Even before the main cast, I guess, started going for the kill-em-all ending. At least, I am supposedly on the path to the not worst ending. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to give Yui the pin. Maybe I'm just looking for a way to make this whole thing feel normal. You know, I still have one of those wines in my inventory. Could I, like, just feed her the wine? I mean, it's not alcoholic, so it's okay. But given the injuries, maybe she needs the alcoholic as an antiseptic? You know? I'm just saying... You know, maybe a little Red Bull, put a little pep in her step, and, you know, cheer her up a little bit. I mean, like, I don't know. Everyone's like, this might be a lost cause in terms of trying to, you know, deflect from this with dark humor. And I'm like, maybe stubborn, but I'm not quite defiant on that enough to start making like a Weekends at Bernie's joke. Does anyone remember that movie? They made a sequel. I don't even know how you make a sequel to that. I don't remember what the sequel was, but I'm like, maybe I'm just looking for a way to make this whole thing feel normal. Therapy. Therapy is very much... But none of this is normal. This should never be normal. If this is what's normal for your life, you need someone to perhaps assist you in a positive way, and I don't know. This is... Standing in a room with a dead girl hanging from the ceiling. A girl I've known all year. A girl I care for deeply. Now she's gone and she'll never tease or make fun of me again. what I wouldn't give for her to jump down and say ta-da and give me a slap across the head and call me a stupid and then act all embarrassed and then tell her she's a good friend and then wait for her to reluctantly accept an invitation out to the lunch and go shopping and do something normal people do. Yeah, I mean, as much as it sounds terrible, this like awkward inner dialogue that he's having is something I would do. Like, yeah, things will be better. Like, this will happen. Like, this is how I can, perhaps not acknowledge how fucking shitty this is. And, everything will be fine because... Fuck. Anything. Something normal that is normal people do and not dead people. But she's not a normal person. She's a dead person. And a dead girl with a stupid fucking smile on her face and blood pouring from her soulless eyes. And I don't quite understand why her eyes are bleeding. Is that a symptom of asphyxiation or something else? Because Amy and Ami didn't have the same symptom. And the more I think about it, the more it feels the same as when Ami and Amy died. They were both mysteriously tied up by their necks, the same manner Kaori is. What is even on the ceiling to tie her from? Like, what, a ceiling fan? Does she have a pull-up bar up there where she was doing pull-ups? What is she hanging from? I never thought that Kaori would follow suit because she was a resilient little princess that never would have gone down without a fight. That's everything. All these people have fucking superpowers. And oh god, Kaori is dead now. Yes, that is true. That is a very, very true statement. I can't fix this. The wine and like 17 lollipops cannot repair this. Kaori is dead. And so many people are dead. Why are so many people dead? I don't understand. Where are their bodies coming from? And where do they go? Do the bodies vanish when I leave the room? Does somebody push reset? What do the bodies do? If I just wait around and never leave, where they are? But if I don't want to wait around and the air tastes like Kaori and the blood is still in my mouth and I want to vomit because when I kiss her again, what? My vision is blurry and this happens all the time. I can't cope with the sight of corpses. I mean, that's normal. I don't think most people can. But I cope quite well. Cadavers are only sometimes always in my dreams. And sometimes always they're not real. But they always appear behind my eyes. And this time Kaori was smiling. And it's nice to remember. Hey, Hoshi! Hoshi, please, for the love of God, check on me, puppy. We need to go to the peach or something. I can't believe Kaori is dead. Hoshi, are you killing everyone? Are you eating them afterward? Are sentient crab people invading the earth? What is happening? I thought the whole thing was some sort of terrible dream, but I woke this morning with her blood still in my mouth. We need to call people or else we're going to start running out of people to call. Unless they're all already dead. I don't know what happened to me when I found her. This whole incident is a blur. I need to tell someone about it, but I can't bring myself to talk about it. Kaori. Well. I don't know if getting someone to 80% would have saved them. Doggy, come to Woof. Woof? Hi, Doggy. Alright, Doggy, are you aware of me, like, being covered in blood, man? Like, are you gonna ask? I mean, we could sit and play, like, Bloodborne or something, or Mega Man Legends, and we get to talk about things and eat some ice cream. Doggy hungry. Feed Doggy. Doggy cry. Doggy don't want to eat bloody clothes. Oh, come on! I tried! What do you mean I can't put the bloody shirt in your food bowl, man? I mean, I tried just putting the ice cream cone in your food bowl. You didn't like that either. Heck, you wouldn't even drink the wine. Okay, I make Doggy pasta food. Can dogs eat pasta? I don't think dogs can eat pasta. Hell, I know, like, grapes and shit, like, would kill a dog. I don't think dogs can eat pasta. Make Doggy pasta? Woof. Why are you not talking now? Dogs talk, right? Doggy eat pasta for Doggy. Slip bloody clothes in for Doggy sauce. Puppy? Puppy? I'm gonna give you a head pat, and then you, like, go get Hikari. I know she killed Shin and everything, but I think even if we hadn't forgiven her for that, very odd thing, I think we're past that. Doggy, Doggy, why aren't you talking to me? Doggy not happy. Doggy cry. Is Sakari dead? I cry. I don't know where blood came from. Can make more blood. What? That is... This is not how you make pasta. That is not how tomato sauce is made. I feel every Italian chef in an Olive Garden is crying right now. When I get out of bed, my foot lands in something disgusting on the floor. Don't tell me the dog is dead! No! I look down and see my foot has planted itself in Hoshi's dog bowl. For some reason, the bowl is full of uncooked pasta and sauce. I shake my head. I don't know how that got there. Hoshi! I clean up and decide to take a shower. Is Akari hanging dead in my shower? After getting dressed, I head outside to get some fresh air. The normally familiar street, strange day. Something is slightly out of place, but I can't put it out. Is Akari's entire house gone? Is that what happened? Text message. It's from Miyu. Sorry, any trouble oppressing. Migraine infant? What? Shit. Something's happened to Miyu. I have to rush over. It might not be too late. Hey, at least we noticed a pattern. Like, oh no, we got a mess. At this point, we should have instantly just found everyone. We can only handle so much traumatic experience. What is our blood pressure? I mean, it's better than calories, but still. Everyone's like, it's too soon. It's too soon for that joke. I'm sorry, I tried to feed uncooked pasta to a dog. Hoshi, you're sentient. You can talk. You can operate a phone. Doggy! Are you even alive anymore? I didn't even see you, man. Is the dog truly bipedal? And he's just walking around, stabbing everyone. Is the teacher eating people? What is happening? Miyu's addressing my phone contacts. Head over there as quickly as I can. When I arrive, the front door is wide open. That's not a good sign. I dash aside and locate Miyu's bedroom. But Miyu is perfectly fine, and she's eating some cheesecake, and we got some fucking hell, Jesus Christ. That is not how yoga works! Why are you smiling? Miyu's body is bruised, battered, and broken. She's lying on the ground, face up, a calm smile on her lips. You know, we never did learn how to do our magical transformation thing. Or, freeze time or anything like that, so... yeah. She's lying on the ground, face up, a calm smile on her lips. Her phone is in her hands. I can see the last message she sent was displayed on the screen. Oh, Miyu. Oh, not you two. You were the smartest and most accomplished person I know. I mean... she's also the most flexible. Jesus! That is in such bad taste. Why are you standing there eating meatloaf as you're... I mean, it's good. I mean, I had extra ketchup. That's not ketchup, man. Did you guys know sometimes you can substitute barbecue sauce and ketchup for ketchup and meatloaf? And everyone's like, we don't cook meatloaf. I'm like, actually, meatloaf's pretty good. You guys should give it a try, baking some meatloaf. Make some hamburger and some onions and green peppers, and it's got some, meat, hamburger usually, and you can add other types of meat or mushrooms or peppers. I already said green peppers, but I didn't mean like banana peppers and stuff. Maybe some garlic. Also, you can smash up some crackers into it, and everyone's like, I mean, it's actually pretty good. You just gotta make sure to drain it right at some points, or else it becomes a bit greasy. But I'm just saying, you can substitute other sauces in meatloaf, but usually I'd say the normal thing that most people would use is ketchup. Now you're a trampled corpse, and nothing you ever did saved you from this fate. That sounds a bit condescending, man. There are a dozen of cuts and bruises covering Miyu's body. Her limbs are twisted at obscene angles, as though someone tangled up her body, and then threw her across the room. I walk to her body, look over her head to toe, count the number of injuries she has sustained, and I try to imagine how many bones she would have broken. I notice that there is a slight bone protruding from her right elbow. Oh, that sucks. Or is it the left? I can't tell anymore. Yeah, I am kind of confused on that too, honestly. I reach out to finger touch it, and it's strangely warm and hard, and the frayed, shattered edges of it cause a splinter in my finger. Ow! And I wince in pain, and then try to pull the bone splinter out of my fingertip. I pluck the bone fragment from my finger and look at it closely and put it to my ear, and it sounds like Miu. And I think I'll keep it as a momentum, as a memory of a reminder keepsake. As I put it in my pocket, immediately my whole body feels heavy, and I collapse to the floor and squirm around like a snake that has been stepped on. What? Well, I mean, we've done smell, taste, so looks and feels is all that's left. I contort my body into the same shape as Miu, and I lay next to her and I laugh. And the bone fragments in my pocket laughs too, and it sounds just like Miu's laugh, which I never heard often, but when I did hear it, it felt good. And now we're all laughing, and then we stop. I take the bone splinter out of my pocket and look at it closely, and it tells me that Miu is very happy with me, and that if I study hard, I can end up like Miu. And I look at Miu, but she is dead, and she nods in agreement. But I'm not sure if I want to end up like Miu, and she is dead and nods in agreement. I feel like we've had a psychotic break. I feel like we may be slightly, like there's a slight mental health concern right now. But then I stand up and put the bone fragment back into my pocket, and I rub my hand up and down the wall a few times. And Miu asks me what I'm doing, and I tell her I'm just trying to regain my balance because I feel a little bit dizzy. And Miu asks me why I feel dizzy, and I say because I was trying not to be dizzy. And I look back at Miu, and she is smiling, dead on the floor. And I don't know what killed her. I don't know how to find out. I'm scared to find out. I'm scared to stay. I'm scared to leave. And being scared is okay, because it's better than being dead, and Miu nods in agreement. So if Miu agrees, then it's okay to be scared. Sorry, Miu. I don't know why I found you here like this. I don't know what killed you, but I'm going to keep the blown slitter. It's warm in my palm, and it sounds like you. Dog, for the love of God, are you not concerned? I think Miu died yesterday. I mean, it could have been a dream. I thought the whole thing might be some terrible dream. Oh, okay, same thing. But I woke this morning with a fragment of her bone, elbow bone, still in my pocket. I mean, what's have really big pockets? I'm disgusted at the thought of touching the bone. I throw away all my clothes in the washing machine and sit naked on the floor the rest of the day. Miu. I feel like we should have a Pink Floyd song playing now. I decide to venture outside today and get some breakfast. It's nice in the cafe, warm, comforting. I wait for the waitress to come to my table, but she's probably dead. But she never shows up, so I go to the counter and place order. But the staff are all standing around, their faces blank. One of them is pouring coffee into an overflowing cup. The hot brew is running over her hand. I watch in awe as she keeps pouring, and the cup keeps overflowing, and the coffee keeps running down her hand. The coffee never runs out, it just keeps flowing. I have to tear my eyes away from it because it's not stopping. I leave the cafe. Shin isn't here today due to the fact that he got fucking murdered by Akari. I try to buy a box lunch, but the new cashier won't take my money. She is standing still, like a mannequin, and won't even respond to my presence. I decide to just leave the store. Across the street, a man is talking on his phone, except his mouth isn't moving. He's just standing there holding the phone to his ear. I watch him for 10 minutes. He doesn't move a muscle. I go home. Doggy! Where is the last time I saw the pupper? Hoshi keeps barking at me until I make him breakfast. Okay, he's alive. I put some dog food in his bowl and he eats it happily. Today is Christmas Eve. Oh yeah, it's Christmas! What do you want to wish for Christmas? Everyone not being dead! I'd like to spend the day with someone, but I can't bring myself to contact anyone. As long as I stay inside, no one will die, right? I don't think that's how that works. I hope. I mean, if we're the killer, maybe that works that way. Oh, that's right, today's Christmas. I should invite everyone over to celebrate. Maybe we can give each other some presents. Drink some eggnog and eat some Christmas pudding. Woof! Hi, puppy. Oh, she seems to like the sound of that. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'll call everyone and tell them to come over tonight. No one has shown up. Not a single person responded to my invitation. None of your friends are ever real and everyone fucking hates you. Okay, that just sounds like real life. I have such lousy friends. Then I'll just spend Christmas with Hoshi. Woof. But he doesn't talk much. He's a dog after all. Why don't you talk to me? A dog that can't talk isn't the best company. I'm just going to go to bed. No lemon lime soda. I can't even say it right. Like, no lemon lime soda for you, puppy. Or so, why would you give a dog? This dog is magical. He likes... Did we only have a week off of school, or are we just going here for the fucks of it? I go to school. School closed. Sad. Where our friend? Fall over. Why am I imagining this like it's SpongeBob characters? Hurt. You guys remember that meme about the gorilla? The guy's like, have wife, throw wife, fight wife, kill wife, wife gone, regret, sad. I don't remember how it goes, but it's a meme with like gorillas and shit. Hurt. Go home. Feed doggy. No more school. No more hurt. No more friend. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Or imagine Chris Farley as a Beyblade, spinning across the Gulf Coast, destroying an entire US state. When I wake up this morning, I don't want to wake up this morning. I want to go back to sleep. Hoshi is acting weird. He keeps scratching at the door. He's a bad dog. My phone buzzes. Hikari! Sadness Angel, Trendy Oval, Mango Invention. Hikari is going to get cut open, and her insides are going to spill out all over the floor, and I am going to have to clean up everything and scrub the floor and pretend that she didn't die. I'm not going to let Hikari die. I'm not going to let Hikari die. She lives next door. I can make it to her in time. If only we had gone over there like 4 weeks ago, when we found the first person, not so lively. I ran outside fast, and my legs have carried me. Hikari, no, not you, never you, not Hikari. I reach her house, and I kick the fucking door in, and I storm inside and throw myself into her room. And we made it just in time. Or not. No, we didn't. How the fuck did that happen? That is not how you bake a cake. How did you fail that fucking bad at cooking? Everyone's like, these jokes are inappropriate. This is how I cope. It's how I fucking cope. So what happened? Lunar has OD'd on sarcasm. So, what are the odds that they all missed vital organs? And that's it. That's Hikari. Flat on the floor. With a bunch of knives piercing her spine. I mean, honestly, maybe like... the 3 of them look like they're piercing the spine. I mean, those 2 in the back probably hit a kidney. That one there is probably her appendix. And that one there is probably... no, that's not her heart. That's like one of her lungs. So... I think she'll... okay. It'll be okay. I'm going to get some Flintstones vitamins, a Hello Kitty Band-Aid, and you're going to walk this off, Hikari. Heck, you have healing magic. You'll be fine. Or not. And the smile on her face, a smile that's always hid her sadness. That smile that she only ever gave me. That smile that kept her from giving in to despair. Where is your mom? That smile means nothing on this corpse that was once my childhood friend. Hikari, not you. Anyone but you. I collapse and land on my knees. It hurts, because my knees aren't supposed to land really hard on a hard metal wood, linoleum, wood, whatever. Fuck it. Ow. It hurts, but it doesn't begin to rival the pain in my heart. Hikari wasn't supposed to end up like this. Hikari wasn't supposed to be discovered in a pool of her own blood, stabbed in the back countless times. I begin to sob. Then I cry uncontrollably. I reach for one of the knives buried in Hikari's back, and I pull it out with a great deal of force. The blade is heavy and slick with red. I throw it at the wall, and it lodges itself firmly in the plasterboard. Tiny flecks of blood spray onto the wallpaper. I crawl over to Hikari and bend down and kiss her on the top of her head, and whisper 1,000 apologies into her ear. And I haven't stopped crying, and my tears fall into her face, and they drip onto her smiling mouth, and I try to wipe them away with my sleeve, but I just end up smearing the blood all over the place. I fall back, sob, sulk, kick, and flail, and refuse to accept the scene before me. Hikari, hey, Hoshi, you were supposed to have a telepathic link with Akari. Which means you see and hear everything she sees and hears. Which means you can tell me who did this. I can hear her voice in my head. I can hear her last screams. I can smell her scent in the air. We already did smell. I can taste her skin on my tongue. I can feel her touch all over my skin. I can see her cadaver before my eyes. Now Akari is dead. Maybe I don't have to go to school anymore. After all, she was the one who made me go. And now no one will care if I don't show up. Ha 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 ha! Now I will have so much free time. No more school. And no more Akari to bother and nag me. And she also got rid of Shin, so I don't have to hang out with him anymore. And it's like getting rid of 2 friends for the price of 1. And I didn't even need to get my hands dirty. Ha 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 ha. And I'm just so lonely and I want my friends back. And they're not coming back. And Akari is dead and she killed Shin, and I wonder if they met each other in heaven or hell. Maybe. And I wonder if they become friends in the next life, or if they will still fight over me. But anyway, I have spent too much time here, staring at this dead body. I don't even remember who it belonged to, because the face means nothing to me. It's just a girl who was sad. Sad eyes and a sad smile, and she must have sad friends. And maybe all of her friends are dead. And maybe she is most sad of all because she is on the floor with some sharp knives in her back. Ouch! That must hurt just a teeny little bit. And that's probably the saddest part of all of it. And she is just a bit dead right now. She is just a bit dead. From the knives, that's all. Just a little bit dead right now. That's all. Hoshi, you have a literal telepathic link with Akari. You would have seen and heard everything. You should be able to tell me what has occurred. Doggo, you're not doing your job. I will leave the TV on and I will go to the beach, but then everyone there will be dead too. But hey, I'll at least get some, like, I don't know, a pizza and some Pepsi. Yay, pizza, Pepsi. Akari died yesterday. I woke with the sight of her corpse in my vision. No amount of blinking could shake it. Poor Akari, my dearest friend. I just don't know what to do today. Everything is meaningless, and everything is backwards, but I don't know what that means. I just wish things would go back to normal, but they won't go back to normal because normal is nothing and nothing is backwards. Popper, I decided to get some fresh air today at the park. The trees are all backwards, whatever that means. And I'm positive the path used to go in the other direction. None of my friends are on the phone. I wonder what they're all up to. Those fucking assholes are too busy. I don't know who Calorie's hanging out with right now, but it's probably the wrong crowd. And you know, Miyu's always been flexing about, oh, I'm busy with this, I'm busy with that, but can't make fucking time with me. And you know, I'm still upset at Akari for stabbing me in the back for what she fucking did with Shin. Fuck. And you know what? Ray. It was fun singing some karaoke with her. But you know, she could really just, the words just sort of poured out of her throat. Even though we're on vacation, I thought some people would still want to catch up. But I'm just alone right now. I wonder if we had failed to do the thing with Yui if we'd found her dead at this point too. I wake up feeling lousy like usual. I don't know where Hoshi is. He normally comes and bothers me at this time in the morning. Tomorrow's is Hoshi dead? Don't let the doggo be dead! No, doggo, don't die! Cats have 9 lives, not you! I feel like it was supposed to be symbolic in some way. Alright, we're supposed to have a girlfriend before then, but we got Yui. Who's maybe dead? I don't know. I don't know if giving her that little pin, because it said I should give the pin to somebody. And I didn't, so I don't know if everyone's dead now. Because of arbitrary reasons. Like, you ate a bacon sandwich! So now Australia's covered in bacon. I don't know. Why am I imagining kangaroos running around with assault rifles? Like, I made a promise to achieve something by that day, but it's a distant memory, and I can't put my finger on what it was. My phone buzzes. Fuck! It's a message from Yui. She's going to die. Someday, after tree, over my invisible. Yui's going to fucking die. Fuck. Yui, not my Yui, no! I sprint to the house, leaving Hoshi barking behind me. I arrive at the... Why can't you talk anymore, man? Arrive at the dorms, everything looks normal, but I know that Yui will be inside her room and may very well already be dead. I'm sure she's fine. We got a 100% affection rate, so I don't know if me not giving her that pen is going to make such a big deal. And heck, imagine if we just didn't have it high enough grades to get the pen in the first place. Oh no! You failed. It's like you failed geography class. Now your girlfriend's dead. It's like, oh, that's a bit much. I arrive at the dorms and everything looks normal. But I know that Yui will be inside her room and may very well be dead. May already be dead. I race up the stairs and down the hallway. I find Yui's room, the door is unlocked. I barge in and she's fine! She's fine! She's fine! That's not fine! Jesus, what the fuck? Yeah, normally I'm afraid to be myself from so many people. You still... Is this... Is the order of, like, the people dying, like, is it the last one always going to be the person I romanced? And then I get the, like... Huh. The damage doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lose my head over it. Everyone, that's the low-hanging fruit. I mean, it's not as low-hanging as... Everyone, like, for the love of God, don't say it. Ha. Okay. Yui's head has been cleanly cut from her neck, but she might still be alive. She's smiling after all. That's not too much blood. If I act quickly, a doctor can probably sew her head back. We'll just get Akari. Akari's got healing magic. But she's dead. Ish. She's kinda dead? I mean... you want to go to the mall? Yui is dead and decapitated. She's smiling at me, and there's more and more blood the longer I look at it. Holding onto her head and arms is the only way, stopping and rolling head toward me, covering with my shoes, disgusting sweet red vomit that is spewing from her neck. I don't know the biology of how that would work. I don't know if a human body would vomit if it would have been decapitated or what. Or if just whatever muscles are forcing it not to. I don't know. I didn't even notice that the pool of lifeblood's welling underneath her first, but it's there, and now I can't pretend I didn't see it. Yui says something along the lines of nothing, and I look around the room and realize that my skin is tingling and I feel like Yui is touching me, and part of my body, I feel like it's on fire with Yui's touch. Ha. That's an old radio. So... This is... not good. If I'd given her the pin, would that have saved her life? But she's just sitting on the floor, her smile wide, not a care in the world, and I ask her how she is so calm, and she says nothing to me, but that's exactly something Yui would say. Damn, she's giving me the silent treatment. And I ask her what happened to her, and she shakes her head. And that looks strange due to the fact that her dead is no longer strange to attack. I mean, if you're not going to talk to me, Yui, I'll come back tomorrow, okay? I nod and understand. I crouch on the floor next to her. And I will lift her arm up and put it around my shoulder and nestle it head in the recess of her neck. And I feel at peace with her touch. And I stroke her hair and I curl it between my fingers. You know, and then, it's easier to cuddle with you like this. And I don't have to lift my arm up so high to try to give you head pats and stroke your head. You know, I know you're not feeling in the best of moods, but I can sit here and we'll get through it together. Oh, Yui, my poor dear, I can't believe this happened to you. But to be honest, at this point, I expected it and saw it coming. I just never wanted to admit that something so horrible might happen to you, and I'm sorry I couldn't save you, but to be fair, I didn't really try very hard to do anything about it. Yui just smiles and says nothing, and I continue to stroke her hair, and her head bobs forward a little bit and rolls away, and I get up and fetch it, and then I place it back on her lap and sit back down with her and give her a hug. It's only now that I notice Yui's phone lying in the pool of blood, and the screen is showing the last text she sent to me, which is honest was complete nonsense, and yet very similar to the other texts I have received right before one of the girls were brutally murdered. I asked Yui what the meaning of the message was, but she says nothing. I mean, obviously if she's going to give me a riddle, I have to solve it myself. It's not fun if someone tells you the answer riddle. It's like someone explaining a fucking joke. But I get the feeling that she's just being shy because we are sharing a nice intimate moment. A nice cuddle to escape the storm of reality closing in around us. I decide I've had enough of cuddle, and I stand up and shake the blood out of my hair, and I turn to Yui and tell her I'd best get back to going, because I have some things I have to take care of, and she looks a little bit sad that I can't stay longer, and I say, I'm sorry, Yui. I mean, I'll stay longer next time, okay? I'm sorry that I couldn't be here for you when you were suffering, when someone cut your head off, when someone deemed you worthy of death. But in my defense, I couldn't do anything anyway, and I've gotten used to that. So it's okay, really. Anyway, bye-bye, Yui. Bye-bye for now. I might see you later, but if not, then have a good weekend. Bye-bye, Yui. Bye-bye. 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 The dawn of a new day. Today is New Year's Eve, and everything's looking up. I made a promise to be in a relationship by today. That's right. I vowed to get a girlfriend. Today was the deadline. Well, all of my friends are gone, so I have no one. Even the dog, what's his name, has disappeared on me. I miss that fat little pupper. The puppy. The puppy! I guess I'll start New Year's single once again. Oh, hang on! Someone I know is still alive. How could I forget? Even though so many students died, as well as Miss Ueshida, Noriko Shin, Ami, Hikari, Yui, Miu, Kaori Rei, Miss Atsuka is still alive. Satomi, my dear homeroom teacher. Maybe we can ring in the new year together. Hello, Lunar. The school is closed right now, but I'm here because there's nowhere I'd rather wait for you. By the way, I'm just curious about these little tiny posters on the background that say things. Some of them are not in English, and some of them, their text is so small, I think it's in English, but I can't read it because it's so fucking far away and tiny. Hey. 1, have you seen my dog? And 2, I'm here because there's nowhere I'd rather wait for you. Okay. I'm so glad you're alive. Yes, I'm still alive. You've lost so many friends, haven't you? Why do you know about this? It's unbearably tragic, and yet here you are, still trucking along. I cannot believe you're so strong-willed. I thought for sure you would have broken and given up by now. Why does it sound like you're the... This sounds like from the context of you're the one murdering everyone, and the whole point is to make me depressed. This is like fucking Morgana out of Dot Hack Sign, who like kidnaps Tsukasa, the depressed person who goes to video games to escape reality. And then you force him in there and give him partial amnesia. And then you won't let him die, but you're purposely making him suffer and be scared because his depression keeps Aura from waking up. Like, it's the whole point, like, you're trying to like make me suffer and be depressed, but your goal is actually for me to like give in to be super sad and depressed and just like lose the will to go on. Also, it's kind of sad that like, what's the thing keeping us going right now? Look at Satomi's boobs! Boobs! Motorboating giant titties! Yay! How do you fix depression? Just boobs. I don't know. It'd be funny if it wasn't true. Yeah, Yeah, it has been tough, but I'll keep going. Ah, I see. Such a shame we were so close. To what? What, am I supposed to, become super depressed and then my time-freezing magic destroys the planet? What do you mean? We were so close to fixing you, Lunar. Oh, how I wish you'd just given up. I don't know what's happening. I wish you'd cracked. You could have woken up and returned to your old life. Those poor girls all suffered, just for you. But you're too fucking stubborn. You just wouldn't give up. Okay? I don't know what's happening. No matter how twisted your mind got or how bizarre your thoughts became, you just kept moving forward. Normally, that's a good thing. Normally, you're sending a wrong message, especially to IRL people who can misinterpret this. It's a good thing to be able to endure, sad and awful things and be able to keep going. Strength of will is good. So, yeah, no one IRL take the wrong message out of this. Even the dog wasn't enough to help you. I swear, if I didn't know better, I'd swear you were happy in this place. This place? This school, this world, this life? Return to your old life, Lunar. Just wake up. Wake up! What does she mean? You broke the classroom. You've outstayed your welcome, Lunar. This place was supposed to be temporary. You were supposed to leave after the first few students died. You witnessed all their deaths, their brutal, blood-soaked deaths. Yeah, those things did happen. I know they upset you. They disturbed you and kept you awake at night. You were supposed to find the bodies and then just leave this place. No questions asked. Hell, even if you had left out Miss Yoshida died, then that would have been acceptable. But for some reason, you felt comfortable continuing to live in a world with frequent, inexplicable murders. What do you mean inexplicable? That's just normal. You're too stubborn. You started to create this insane backstory about a cult being responsible for the murders. No? You did that. And Noriko did. Your mind just invented reasons for the violent occurrences. Honestly, that's just called being a detective. Doesn't Batman and Sherlock Holmes do that on a daily basis? That's what good people do. Your mind just invented a reason for violent occurrences, so you could stay here even longer. Some sort of strange defense mechanism, I suppose. So I took care of the cult. I thought for sure that would bring you to your senses. You were supposed to see the truth. But killing the cult wasn't enough. You were happy with the cult gone, even though the leader was a friend of yours. Just how much trauma can your freaky brain take? I have watched Konosuba and ReZero. I was fucking furious. Is it awkward that I'm unbuttoning her shirt with my mind? Then something I wasn't expecting to happen. The boy you were friends with, Shin Tanaka, he just went and bit the dust. And you heard all about it. I could tell that you were starting to crack after that. Who wouldn't be traumatized after hearing their best friend was killed? That should have been enough to send you back, and I didn't even have to lift a finger. But it didn't fucking work! So I slaughtered the twins, Ami and Amy. No effect on you. That's why I decided enough was enough. I decided hitting you too hard up until then, just in case I overdid it. In case your mind couldn't take it. The early murders were designed to gently shock you into leaving the world. I specifically targeted people you weren't close to, so that you wouldn't be overly traumatized. But after so many failed attempts, I realized that I had no other options. You had begun circling the drain. So it was time to kill the girls. Kari, Yui, Miyu, Kaori, Rei. On a side note, I get to see your magical girl transformation soon, which you have not actually done yet. Everyone's like, people are dying, and you're like, fan service! Boobies! All dead. That's by my hand. The shock, the sheer trauma losing all your friends, should have been enough to instantly make you want to leave this world behind. Where's the dog? Were you the dog? Are you the doggy? Did you summon the demons? Are you Hoshi? Does that mean you like lemon lime soda? Should I give Satomi lemon lime soda? Yet here you are, still kicking, clinging to the world like a drowning rat clinging to a rock. Satomi? I don't fully understand what you're saying. Of course you don't. You're still not fully conscious. Let me spell it out for you. Let's go back to where all this began. You remember this day, don't you? It was several years ago. I have only been here for 1 year. You purchased the final volume of your favorite manga series, Cutie Star, if I'm not mistaken.
several years ago? Oh, that's a lot more realistic graphics, huh? Except in the real world, in your world, just over 1 month has passed since that day. Hey guys, IRL graphics here. Wait a minute. Is this an actual manga? Can I read this manga? Developer of game, can I buy this manga via Steam? Does Cutie Star actually exist? Can I get this manga for real? Everyone's like, stop being a weeb! It's like, what was the cause of all the death in the world? You were a weeb. The end. Except in the real world, in your world, just over 1 month has passed since that day. You were so absorbed in your thoughts, so enamored with your book, that you didn't see the oncoming truck. I got fucking isekai'd. It slammed you with violent force. You shouldn't have survived. But you did. Chalk it up to your stubborn will. I'm good at that. If there's anything I'm really good at, it's ignoring my mental and physical health. Also physics. I've also been isekai'd a few times in real life. That hurt. I was hit by a full-size pickup truck, one of those Ford trucks, going like 75 miles an hour. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a fucking Ford logo imprinted into the left side of my skull. I couldn't move my left arm for a couple months. There was like a dozen plus staples on the left side of my skull. All my ribs were bruised. Honestly, if they'd been bruised anymore, my ribs would have been broken. Even with Vicodin in my system, I was in a lot of pain. And my legs from my hips down to my toes were like purple and black bruises everywhere. It felt like basketballs. I remember going to see my car at the junkyard. And of course, it was like all smashed in. Because it hit me like, it fucking T-boned me right in the driver's side. Luckily, I was the only person in the car. You know, it just slammed into my car. My head bounced off the fucking grill of the truck. That hurt a little bit, by the way. But yeah, that hurt just a tiny bit. I remember being all... I was a big baby about them wanting to flush my eyes with water because, you know, glass inside your eyeballs and stuff. They wanted to make sure, like, little fragments would be out. I remember for the first few weeks on both my arms, occasionally I'd find little pieces of glass embedded in my skin and I'd have to pull them out of me. It's funny. Most of those things hardly didn't even leave much of a scar. I'd say the two main scars that are really noticeable on my right arm is there's one from a job with the electrostatic place where my arm got sliced open a bit by some steel. And then I have a 3-inch scar, which is actually far bigger than that other scar by the steel and everything else. I have a 3-inch scar to remember my last Christmas being married to my ex-wife by, because... yeah. Our 2-year-old son was playing with his Christmas presents, and she was annoyed by that, so she started yelling, screaming, cussing, picking up his toys, breaking them over her hands, throwing and slamming them into the wall, kicking some of his toys as hard as she could. And then... well, obviously our 2-year-old is a little bit upset at this. So he's then crying and started to walk toward her. I step in between them, and then she attacks me. She stops when she saw the blood. I still tried to make that marriage work. It was about 6 months after that we were divorced. I was still trying to make that marriage work. I didn't want to lose my son. I did everything I could in that marriage, trying to be the best husband and best father I could be. My son lives with his grandparents on his mother's side. I pay the child support to them. They take really good care of him. They love him very much. And he's in the happiest, safest place in the whole world for him, and he's healthy and he's safe, and that's all that matters. But it's kind of funny, I still tried to save that marriage. I sincerely wanted to try to fix it. And yet things kept getting worse and worse and worse. There was actually a couple times I thought I came home to my son being dead. Thankfully he wasn't. It's funny, my ex-wife divorced me. Her main reason to decide to divorce me is that she felt bored. Also, she wanted to marry her affair partner because she started cheating. I'll say this. It's funny, I've listened to all these people talk about how these people in marriages don't really have sex, but I'll tell you this. During my entire marriage, we were having sex like every fucking day. With the exception of the times I was like in the ICU. Because there was a time about, I'd say 5 months, 4 months? I'd say about either 3.5 to 4 to 5 months. I'd say 4 months, 3.5. Try to do some math. I think 4 months. 4 months before the Christmas thing, I was in the ICU. Granted, turns out she was cheating on me even back then. But I didn't know about that at the time, but yeah, she exposed me to mono that way, and it was the first time ever I had got exposed to it. So your first time you get exposed to it, especially if you're older at your first exposure, turns out to be bad. And you're like, oh, but how could she not have exposed you to that before if she'd already been... You're not an active carrier of it all times. It's just she had been exposed to it quite a bit in the past when she was younger. And, she had resistance to it. Because that's what happens when you're... It's like chicken pox. However, when she became re-exposed to it, she gave it to me. And of course, she was fine because she had been exposed before. So her body already had antibodies. But me, it was my very first exposure, and I was a bit older at that point, and honestly, my health was already very much deteriorated from the jobs I was having to do back then. Heck, at one point I was doing an electrostatic job where we were working like 70 hours a week and breathing powder metal and powder paint. I was vomiting in my mouth. The job required me to eat my own vomit. I was also getting electrocuted, and I was in a lot of pain, and then I was getting exposed to gas fumes. I've had like a dozen fevers of 106 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know how many concussions I've had in my life. Anyway. And then, of course, I was working in a lot of very cold -6-degree freezers. So obviously that sort of stuff was not helping my mental physical health or my immune system, as well as the fact that dealing with a constantly yelling, screaming current wife, we were married at that time and living together, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to work, deal with shitty conditions, come home, be stressed out if we can pay bills, do everything I can to be the best husband and father I can in the world. She doesn't really do shit, so I have to do everything for our child. And yeah, I'm the only one who makes any money. I'm the only one who takes care of a child. Only one who would cook or clean or do fucking anything. And then I'm basically coming home to someone telling me how much they hate me. And that's just how marriage is. Marriage is hell. Marriage is living with someone who hates you and tells you what garbage you are every day. But then again, that's normal because I grew up in school being bullied every single fucking day, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, having hundreds of people a day telling me over and over to go kill myself and what a piece of fucking garbage I am. So I got used to that. And I can also say, even though I did love my wife, when I married her, I loved her very much, and I trusted her. And I can tell you this, I can look back and say, had I not married her, I would never had a wife at all. I would have never been able to have a family. But yeah, she turned out to be a psychotic, malignant, evil monster. That being said, I don't hate her, I don't wish any harm on her, I just don't ever see or talk to her again. That being said, I was still willing to spend time around her for certain things, like for the first trick-or-treat that our son went to after living with her parents. I was willing to be around her for that in order to be there for my son. I just wanted to be a good father. And like I said, it's good my son doesn't live with me. Honestly, I don't think I'd be able to take good care of him anymore. My mental and physical health has deteriorated since then. Now, let's say this, back when I was married, I was usually sleeping like 1 or 2 hours a day. Heck, I know there was one day I was working like 12-hour shifts back to back at the electrostatic job, and our son was only a couple months old at that time. And just about back then, all the time, had to rely on family to help her out or someone take care of our kid, because I really thought she'd be a good mom, and that was fucking wrong. Then I'll say this. People say, oh, you could have chose better. I'm like, if I chose, like, there was no one else. If I hadn't married her, I would literally never had a wife. I would never been out with a child. I'll say this, I don't miss my ex-wife in the tiniest bit. But it still bothers me the way she was about things. But then again, betrayal doesn't come from your enemies. Let's be clear, she was somebody I trusted and somebody I felt safe with. And then she turned into someone that, honestly, I look at her and I see someone more horrifying than the most creepypasta monster or SCP, eldritch thing, backrooms, entity, cryptid, whatever you can imagine. And the fact that it used to be somebody that I viewed in such a good light. Somebody I trusted. And granted, yes, the circumstances of starting a relationship were very unorthodox, but I've already explained that in full. It's just... Is this manga real? I'd like to actually read it. But, yeah, I was usually sleeping like 1 or 2. I mean, heck, there's no one time I was working like 12-hour shifts back to back, and came home to the apartment, and my wife and son weren't there, and I'm getting a message she went up to relatives. So I was like, at that point, and it's like I was going back 12-hour shifts back to back, usually sleeping like 1 or 2 hours a day, and the day before that, I had slept 0. Then I got a shower and was going to go to bed, and then she's insisting I come over there, and I'm like, well, how about I just bring you over to here to me? And then eventually I'm like, hey, I'm just going to go to bed. Because I don't even think I can make it to the car without passing out. But she was all pissed about that, and then she wanted pizza, so then I drove out of the city to a gas station that was a 24-hour pizza place, drove back in town, had to drive past my apartment again, and then away to a relative's about 30-second drive away from it. I just fell asleep and drove into the back of a truck. My first thing out of that was like, okay, I'm going to call the police, let them know, call her, call my mom, go up, knock on the door of the people whose truck I drive to the back of. Honestly, their truck really wasn't that messed up, but my car was in a shop for about a month after that. But it's funny. Given the context of how me and my ex-wife first started talking. I remember the first time we talked to each other, she got my phone number out of her cousin's phone. I didn't even know who the fuck messaged me at first. My response was just, who is this and how'd you get my number? And I just sort of like, okay, after finding out who it was and talking about like what the fuck's going on, I was like, okay, fine. Leave it be. And then like a year later or so, I got hit by a fucking truck. Laying in bed on Vicodin, a dozen plus staples in my head. Feeling just a little bit down, near-death experience. Also at that point, I'd already had given up on the idea of that I'd ever have a wife or a family. I had really wanted to have children at that point. And I just gave up all hope on that. And then I have somebody talking to me while I'm laying there, staples in my head on Vicodin, and telling me that they're glad I didn't die, they love me, and they want to marry me and all that. And I'll say this, when I married her, I really did love her. I really did love her, and I really did respect her, and I really did trust her. And I really did at first feel like sleeping next to her was a safe place. I trusted her. I respected her. I thought she'd be a good mom. So it was the only possible way I'd ever have a family. And I did my best to be the best father and the best husband I possibly could in the world. I changed my son's diapers, I fed him, I gave him bottles, I fed him food, I gave him baths, I read him stories. Heck, I remember when I first started the channel, I'd be reading some stuff with this computer and I sounded like a fucking demon. From all the anger and grief in my voice, I sounded like a fucking demon. Because I was so fucking pissed and upset at the idea that I was reading a story to a fucking computer instead of my child.
that basically everyone's either gone, busy with their own lives, have their own negative feelings toward me, or have either betrayed or abandoned me. And heck, even lately I don't hardly see my son much anymore. That's what happens in marriages when you go through divorces. Granted, his mother doesn't see him at all, but I've become an alienated myself with him. That being said, I'll always love my son and always be there for him anytime he wants to talk to me. I love him very much and I'm very proud of him, and I'm happy to be his father. And at the end of the day, I'm just glad he's where he is, that he's safe. I'm just glad that my son is safe, that my child is safe, that he's happy, he's healthy, that he's in a good place. He's honestly in the best place in the whole world for him. Granted, I'd like to see and talk to him more, but I guess it's enough to say that he knows his dad loves him and is proud of him. That being said, he doesn't know. Granted, there's honestly, if I were talking about the issues with his mother and things that she did, honestly, this video would never end. It'd go on for hours and hours. But I have no intention on him ever knowing about any of that stuff. I'd imagine it would cause him psychological trauma to know how his mother is, and just how bad the circumstances were that led to the end of his family. But I can at least look back and say, I never did anything wrong. In regard to my family, in regard to my marriage, in regard to my wife, in regard to my son, I never did a single thing wrong. And that my son is safe and happy, and he's healthy, and that me and him are both free from her. But yeah, I know I was working those 12-hour shifts, and I drove into the back of a truck. That pizza that she wanted was still in the back. It was fine. And when I called her, she was upset. Not because she was worried about my safety, or because she was guilty, feeling about, how it was her fault that all that even happened in the first place. Even though I didn't blame her outwardly anyway, I didn't say anything about it. Didn't get the chance. She was very eager to express how much she was upset at the car being damaged, and how would you go to work and make money to pay the rent? How will you take me to this place at a mall or something and buy me this? And after that call, where she basically tells me that she didn't even care she literally said she wouldn't care if I had died, and it's like, okay, the car's broken. Honestly, I should have just died in the car accident too. Do you know how that feels to be told that? Then again, honestly, that's probably the least hurtful thing she ever said to me. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of bad things she wound up eventually saying to me. I got used to that. I still tried to make that marriage work. I kept blaming myself for everything. I guess just something I got used to. What can I say? I wasn't very mentally healthy. Then again, at least my mental health is just, I have low self-esteem, I have depression, and I tend to be lonely and talk to myself. And I sometimes think about multiple different subjects and, draw connections, like that idea, my hypothesis about the datura flower and the Sumerian afterlife. I like to read a lot. I like video games and anime. Heck, in the context of this person reading this, just some lonely person who was reading a Magic Cutie Star manga, because after all, this video game is the healthiest relationship I have. I'll say this. My marriage was the least healthiest relationship I ever had. I did have another relationship that was fairly long. My second longest relationship was half a year. It was actually the healthiest one I was ever in. But that one also went badly and ended quite poorly. But honestly, it was the healthiest relationship I ever had. But I'll tell you this.
Even if that person ever wanted to get back together, hell no. But at least that person was never abusive to me. But yeah, I remember the car thing. That second car wreck I mentioned. Eventually, after talking to everyone else about, like, talking to the guy, like, talking to the cops who wrote me a ticket, and talking to my mom, and talking to the people who owned the truck, called her back, and, after she had time to process, and her main thing she said to me is, come on home, because she wanted the pizza. So I walked the rest of the way. I'll say this. Part of one of my hips has hurt ever since then. But, it was a car accident, so yeah. I was in a bit of pain, but I just took extra Advil to work through that. But it's wonderful having the person that you're married to constantly on a daily basis tell you how much they hate you and resent you and just either wish you were dead or that your only value is paying the bills. Heck, she made it very clear over and over during the divorce that she never found me attractive once at all. It was just convenient for her. She even talked to my exes before talking to me and calling me after my car wreck. The one where she initially told me that she loved me and wanted to marry me. Nice little bookends. And it's funny, even with but that being said, most of our relationship, we were having sex like every fucking day, except for, times I was in the ICU. Like I said, I was in the ICU that one time, a few months before the 3-inch scar from my Christmas. And yeah, she exposed me to mono, though I didn't understand that at the time because, I had swelling of the brain and swelling of the spinal cord, meningitis, encephalitis. Also, spinal taps suck. Needles in your spinal column. Not cool. So I spent a few days in the ICU, like 3 days in the ICU. That sucked. Heck, about 10 months ago or something, 9 months ago, I had a bladder surgery. My mom was over here for 3 days and 3 nights. I was in a lot of pain, and that was miserable. But at least it wasn't an invasive one. They didn't actually have to cut me. Not like the original description they gave me of what it was, as I described in the video called Angry Stream, that's years ago. I put that surgery off as long as possible. But in the end of the day, I had to do it because had I not, eventually my bladder would have burst and I would just die. And dying is inconvenient. I may be depressed, but I don't want to die. I may think about certain things quite a bit, but I never tried to do such a thing and never would. But yeah, I tried to make my marriage work. That being said, I'd say most of our marriage we were still fucking every single day except for the last few months of it. Because, at that point she was openly committing adultery. I had at least thought up to that point that she had never cheated on me. Once I was aware that she was cheating on me, I wouldn't sleep with her anymore. That being said, she would still actively try to sleep with me, even trying to force herself on me. Then she also tried to kill me in my sleep a few times, so yay! Marriage. But it's funny, after we were divorced, and of course there's tons of much, much worse things than what I've mentioned here, but I've already talked about that in community posts and other videos. But it's funny. 1 week after we were officially divorced, and keep in mind her parents didn't even know we were divorced until like the day or two after we were officially divorced. But yeah, 1 week afterwards, like 5 days after they found out, they already had a lawyer set up so we could sign my son to live with them. And I was okay with that because within that first week, his mother had behaved in such a way that it made it clear that if I don't sign that paper, my son was going to die. And looking at events before that and events after that, I can say clearly, it's a damn good thing we got divorced. Heck, it's funny, when we went in to get officially divorced, I even told my ex-wife, we don't have to get divorced. You just stop cheating on me, you get tested, we'll tell the judge we changed your mind, work it out. And nope, that was a no. She was very insistent on that. She even laughed a bit about it. She thought it was hilarious. And it's funny, I was sincere, as stupid and as retarded as that is of me. I was sincere. I still wanted to try to fix my marriage. Even at that point. And it saved me. It saved me and my son. Because had I been okay with the divorce, she would have insisted on we stay married forever. She would have never cooperated on anything. To where if I had wanted the divorce, it wouldn't have mattered how much I tried to get the divorce. She would have never allowed that to happen. But because I so sincerely wanted to fix things, it actually drove her further away. Also, is this just literally my actual real world hand? This doesn't look... This actually looks like my actual hand. Like I'm holding my hand in front of me. Like it's got the same marks on the inside of the palm and everything. So I don't know. Developer of the game, how did you get a picture of my hand? And if it's holding this manga, then why don't I have a copy of it? Because it looks like it's a really cool manga. I would totally read this. I'd put it next to like stacks of Berserk. Because they're the same genre. But yeah, honestly I can say this. Heck, I've even had nightmares about it. Granted, I do have a lot of nightmares about various things, but this is a very vivid dream. Won't go into detail about it, but basically says I've given a lot of logical thought about it too, and I can say this. Had we not divorced, had I actually succeeded at fixing my marriage, we would have stayed together long enough to have another child. And then my ex-wife would have killed all three of us. Basically, had we not got divorced, me and my son would be dead now. Heck, had I not signed my son over to her parents, and my wife had still managed the same shared custody she had before, my son would never have lived. He would have died. Every decision I've ever made kept my child alive. Everything I did was the correct choice. Because I look back and examine things and I can say, had I not married her, I just would never had a child. And had I made any other decision, me and him would have died, especially the custody thing. If he weren't living with his grandparents, his mother would have killed him. So that's depressing. And of course, he was coming over and spending the night on the weekends before the whole COVID pandemic. That lasted a couple years. And then the COVID pandemic happened, and then the lockdowns, and I didn't get to see my son anymore. And I went like a year and a half without even being able to give him a hug. Because of the fucking pandemic lockdowns, and for a while there, my son was scared to even go to a damn grocery store, and I couldn't push it on anything because of the awkward situation with his mother. Because it would create legal issues with that. With her. So I decided it was a fair enough price to pay to make sure he was safe. Because at least his grandparents treat him well. He's safe where he is. They love him. They love him even more than... They love him like a son. In fact, they love him like more than their actual children. They're actually scared of their daughter. But I'll say this. Yeah, they have issues, and there's some things they've done and said that were inappropriate and wrong. But it's the best place for him, and honestly at this point, I wouldn't be fit to be taking care of him anymore. I mean, I don't make much money. I live alone. And honestly, at this point, he's gotten so used to living with his grandparents, he wouldn't even want to live with me. At points, it makes me feel almost like I was abandoned by my own son. Which I know sounds stupid and fucking retarded. But I'll say this, I'm not angry at him. I would never hate my son even for a tiny second. I'm not angry at him. One, he's young. And two, he's a child. And he's either mistaken about things or he's being manipulated. And even then, he's still in the best place for him and he's safest place in the world. But I just know this. I'm not angry at him, but I am hurt and upset about certain things about how things are currently. I don't really hardly get to see or talk to my son very much at all. Heck, I haven't seen him blow out his birthday candles since his 3rd birthday. And not by my choice either. I haven't been able to sing him happy birthday. And I know these seem like petty, small things. But they mean a lot to me. And I know when I was a child, such things meant a lot to me. Maybe I'm just an overly sentimental person. I remember watching my son be born. I remember holding him when he had just been born. I remember singing him lullabies, even when he was still in the womb. I remember sitting with him when he'd wake up having nightmares, and reading him a story and comforting him and telling him he's safe and how much I love him. And I'll say this, I am not angry at my son for the circumstances. One, my son's never done anything wrong. But here lately, it's like my son doesn't even want to talk to me or see me, and I just see it as hopefully a temporary thing, and as he gets older, maybe we'll see and talk to each other more often. I'm not angry at him, I feel very upset and sad. But I'll say this. Yeah, I miss my son. But I love him very much, and I'm very proud of him. And I always love my son. I have always loved my son, and I always will love my son. And I'll always be there for him. If he ever needs to talk to me, I'll always be there for him. I'll always care about him. I'll always cherish him. Heck, I still say the day he was born, happiest day of my life. And I can say, honestly, I've never done anything wrong in regard to being a father to him. Unless you will count who I picked as his mother. But aside from that, at least we were able to get through things. I was able to do damage control enough to keep us both alive through the whole divorce and everything happening. And at least he's in a safe place, and his grandparents take good care of him. He's happy and safe where he is. I just want what's best for my son. Though I would like to see and talk to him more. I would like to give him hugs. And just to tell him how much I love him. But he knows that, but then again, yeah. Yeah, it's funny, a week after we were divorced, signed that one paper. A week after that, the guy she left me for, who she had planned to marry, fucking ditched her. And like I said, me and her have been fucking the whole relationship up to the last couple months of our marriage. At which point, she was fucking somebody else, and I was just too disgusted with her that I didn't even want to touch her. She still wanted to have sex, though, and I just kept having to turn her down over and over. That's funny, I don't think I masturbated in our relationship up until that point. At that point, I just took care of stuff myself. Because I didn't want to fucking touch her anymore. And the funny thing, she was even trying to force herself beyond me at times. Heck, she even talked to me as if she was cheating on the fucking dude that she's having an affair with. Even though I'm her fucking husband. But then again, there was other things that were being said to me that were far worse. Both in terms of disrespect and hatefulness. My marriage was fucking hell. Never again. Never, and again, I don't blame my son for that in the tiniest fucking bit. He never did anything wrong in regard to that stuff. And in fact, I don't want him to know, because I imagine it would psychologically scar him knowing the way his mother was. But, yeah, I blame his mother entirely. That being said, I'm still grateful that I was married, that I did marry her. I did make a few happy memories. And even if, whether her feelings were something that was easily discarded or just entirely a lie,
my feelings that I had then were real. So, even if it was a product of my own naivete or whatever, I at least made a few happy memories where I had hope for a long future and a healthy relationship and family. Then again, I don't think anyone's going to have a healthy family anymore. The way fucking inflation and everything's going on, or how fucking insane everyone is in regard to the election. And heck, I've said before, I just support Trump. Because honestly, at this point, he's the only fucking sane person left. Granted, I disagree on some things with some people, including other people online, but I'm the person that's for open discussion. I think common sense, logic, kindness, and compassion should be the root of not only morality and a person's ethics and what they do in life, but also just how you approach things. Yeah. Also, if this truck hit us when we're on the way home with this book, it means I never actually got to read this fucking manga. That sucks. Which means I'm gonna die in this coma and I don't get to read the book. But it's just shit. But I'll tell you this. Yeah, 2 weeks after the divorce was when that dude fucking ditched her. And like I said, at that point, I had already gone a couple or a few months without sex or anything at that point, despite the fact that I'd only been legally divorced for a couple weeks at that point. I'd already gone like 2 or 3 or so months without sex or anything. And then a week after that, at the 3 weeks after the officially divorced part, she then is literally begging and groveling me to not only take her back, but to remarry her. My ex-wife is begging for me to remarry her. That was an easy no. And she felt... And here's the thing. Her whole argument wasn't, like, not once did she say sorry to me for how she had treated me or for anything that happened. She just listed how she didn't want to have to pay rent or have to work. That's literally what she said. She even trying to beg and grovel for me to take her back. She couldn't even do that in a way that wasn't outright, abusive. And when I told her no, like, it's like she was begging and groveling me to not only take her back, but she was begging to move back in with me. She was begging to remarry me. She was wanting, like, she was expecting, like, us to go to the courthouse and get remarried, like 10 minutes after her ask. Like, she felt that she could just ask, hey, you want to get back together? Like, hey, you want to remarry me? Please remarry me. And it's like, and they're like, oh yeah, sure, we'll go back to the courthouse and we'll get instantly remarried. And here's the thing, she was so taken aback and shocked when I said no. Like, she expected me just to say yes. Like, the idea that I would have been like, no, hell no. It's insane. And then, of course, the couple years after that, she harassed me quite a bit, and it was a ongoing thing between her bouncing back and forth between literally begging and groveling and asking me to take her back over and over and over again, between times where she literally would send me messages saying that she loved me so much that even though she would squeeze my balls sometimes in my sleep, she never squeezed it so hard that she would burst my testicles, because she loved me so much she wouldn't castrate me in my fucking sleep. Between that and the attempted murders and plotting to try to kill me and plotting to have me potentially thrown in prison at one point and trying to kill me a few times and mentioning stuff like that, not to mention the adultery, the child abuse, neglect, the abuse toward me, and the fact that police just didn't fucking give a shit. And the laws basically make it where I don't have any power or control over anything. So I can't even do anything to protect my own child because, yay, laws that are meant to protect women are now endangering children. And again, I'm still of the mindset,
I'm egalitarian. I would never want to take away women's votes or anything like that. I know there's people I listen to that are more extreme on that. It's just, I just don't like laws that are outright biased and bigoted against men, that are endangering people's lives and causing people to suffer. I just want things to, be fucking equal. But yeah, she would literally bounce back and forth between saying the most psychotic, threatening shit and unhinged fucking insanity, and then bouncing straight back into saying how much she wants to move back in with me and how, like, oh, we need to get married, or even at one point asking me if I would wanted to, like, sending me messages trying to say, hey, I'm going on a date with this one guy. You want to show up and eat a dinner with us? What the fuck is wrong with you? It's just people are out of their fucking minds. Like, I understand I have mental illness too, but my mental illness is I'm sad and depressed and I have low self-esteem and I talk to myself, mainly out of the isolation and loneliness and traumas. But I'm not dangerous or threatening to anybody. The worst I'm going to do is annoy people by talking their ear off. And usually in real life, I don't really talk much at all. Heck, for the most of my life, I bottled everything the fuck up. I didn't really talk to people until, like, around that one relationship that was half a year, where it was the healthiest relationship I ever had, where that went to shit. Also, my eldest sister died of a brain aneurysm, and some other stuff was happening, and, well, I was a little emotionally overwhelmed. And what was my response to that? I talked to my friends' ears off for hours, and I probably annoyed the shit out of them, and I feel bad about that, but I'm still grateful they listened to me because I was very emotionally upset. I don't remember what the fuck we're talking about anymore. I'm just saying. This honestly looks like my fucking hand. This is my hand. I've even shown my hand in videos to you guys before. This is my hand. Developer of game. Why do you have my hand? Why is this my hand? This is my hand. This is literally my hand. And everyone's like, it's a hand. It's not so... I'm just saying. It looks like... And again, yeah, you're human, Lunar. Of course, that looks like a hand. Just saying. It looks like my hand. I'm sure the next thing you remember is waking up in this world. This artificial, simulated world. In reality, this place was designed to treat coma patients. Thanks to the assistance of an artificial intelligence helper named 5ATOMI Satomi, this world adopts a shape that helps the patient feel at ease. Since you always had your head in the fictional worlds of anime and manga, your artificial world revolved around a wonderful academy for magical girls. But this artificial world is only supposed to assist a patient's recovery. It is not designed to live in forever. Time passes much faster inside your mind. You've experienced an entire school year and more, and yet just over a month has passed since the truck collided with your feeble body. I am... What, Goku would have survived getting hit by a truck? Heck, I've been hit by actual trucks in real life. I'm still kicking, and I didn't go into a coma. Unless this whole thing's been a coma. That's like your whole Let's Play series. It's just me imagining a coma. So I suddenly seen the fucking walls fall away. But then again, at least if this was a magical simulation matrix, I'm like, if the whole world's a fucking simulation, why are there not more big titty teachers here? Everyone's like, priorities, Lunar. Priorities. Your body finished healing some time ago. You have been more than ready to leave the world for days. Real days. Not the days inside your head. Yet you haven't woken up. You have become too comfortable here. So I've been spending all my time trying to force you to wake up. I had to make you not want to stay here, so I poisoned your view of this magical world. I began to kill off people one by one, slowly working my way to the people you closest to. And still, you haven't fucking woken up. So then, tell me, just why are you in this world? You haven't figured out you're the artificial intelligence. I am the artificial intelligence helper, implemented to ensure you leave this world when your body is fully recovered. I am known by my serial number Satomi or Satomi. You failed in your task. You're correct in saying I never wanted to leave this world. I made friends here, I had a purpose. And now you're telling me that none of it is real. Every hardship I faced, every moment I shared with my friends, was all part of this artificial world created to help me survive a coma? That's right. So no one here was real. You are real, though. You may not look the same in the real world, and I am real, even if I am just a program. Oh, Shin Tanaka, the boy who died in the river, he is real. Shin is real, so I do have a friend in the real world? No, not quite. During your coma, you overheard the same name over and over again. You became familiar with it. Shin Tanaka, Shin Tanaka, Shin Tanaka. When you first heard this name, it was during a news broadcast. It was the news reporter. Reporting him as missing. Somebody obviously left a television on in your... That's why the dog was bitching about the TV. And that's why we're getting lemon lime soda, because I know anytime I've been in a fucking hospital, they give me a little tiny thing of like Sprite or 7-Up. So that's why the lemon lime soda came into place, because it's hospital food. Also, I like lemon lime soda. And the information seeped in your subconscious. That was about 1 month ago, shortly after you slipped in your coma. You heard about him constantly on the news broadcast, and your mind connected the dots and made you believe he was an old friend. One day, the news broadcast reported him dead. His body had been found. Hallelujah, Shin Tanaka died. But it happened right on cusp of your unconsciousness. That's why you never saw his corpse. Your brain realized he had died, but had no recollection of the event occurring. You were shattered when you learned his death. Traumatized. Yes, I was. He was so real to me, my friend. And yet he never even knew you existed. Great! That's depressing. There you have it. Shin was real. Oh, and so was the dog that the hospital provided to give you comfort. Oh, so I had a real-life hospital helper dog. But why could he talk sometimes? But that's why he suddenly got summoned. It was just the dog. They brought me a little puppy to sit next to me to make me feel better. That's so fucking nice of you guys. Puppies are awesome. Hoshi was real. My patients are given comfort dogs to assist them as they undergo treatment. However, your dog ran away just a little while ago. I can't help but wonder why. Why would my puppy run away? Hoshi was real. Shin was real. Someone left the television on in my hospital room. That's how I learned about Shin. But Hoshi hated it when the television was left on. Is that why he ran away? I don't know. I don't care. Regardless, it doesn't matter. That matters is that you understand the situation you're in. You convinced yourself the world was real, and you convinced yourself the girls you met were real. Hikari, Yui, Miu, Kaori, Rei. None of these girls truly exist. They are just figments of your imagination. It's time to wake up now, Lunar. It's time to return to the real world. This is all so much to take in. Even despite Satomi said, I can't differentiate what's real and what's fake. Am I in a coma? But my body is healed and I'm supposed to wake up. But how can I wake up? How can I leave behind my friends I made? They're real. They're real to me. Lunar, it's time to wake up. What do you say? Oh, I get to make choices. Save. Return. Don't wake up. You still refuse to wake up. Tell me, what exactly is keeping you here? Oh. I don't need to make a save again. Okay, we'll say Yui. You said Yui is keeping you in this world. Ah, Yui was your girlfriend, wasn't she? Your true love. I want her back. Give Yui back. I can do something like that. You know she was... Can't do something like that. You know she was never real. Even in this world, she is no longer real. She can't be recreated. Give her back to me. Your stubbornness, your persistence, frankly, it's tiring. It's wearing me out. I suppose the application could be reset, the artificial world could be restarted fresh. Maybe that would bring Yui back? I don't know. Even if it worked, she probably wouldn't remember you. This whole world would be as if it was when you first arrived here. I want that. Make it happen. Reset the application. It's a stupid idea. Your body in the real world is suffering without your mind attached to it. This whole recovery program is supposed to be temporary. You can't keep resetting it and living in it forever. Your body won't be able to take the stress, and you'll never wake up. Don't want to wake up. Want Yui back. Give her back. And then we die. Okay. Oh, we're fast forwarding through this pretty fucking quick. You haven't... I should have actually been reading. Toe scroll Jill gives you goosebumps. All at the same time. I wouldn't say I'm famous, just incredibly admired. I may look young, but I'm older than you, so you should show me some respect. Try this. It's the best damn thing you ever taste. Hospital food. That's why it's so fucking bland. Wait, how am I getting fed a sandwich in a coma? I remember all of it. I remember every moment of this world, every lesson, every lunchtime spent with the girls. I remember who wanted to take it away from me. Satomi. Jesus Christ! Well, put your shirt back on. If you all finished taking notes, can I erase the text on the board now? Oh, I lost track of time. Well, pack up then, everybody. Have a good weekend. I see you for what you truly are, Satomi. You're a monster, determined to throw me out of this perfect world that has been created just for me. Well, you won't get away with it this time. You won't murder my friends. You won't murder Yui. I'll be with Yui forever. You can't take it away from me. Oh, Lunar. What are you still doing here? Did you have something you want to talk about? What's on your mind? Wait, what are you doing? Hey! Hey, put that knife down. Can I kill an AI? Is that even possible? And also at this point, is it more so my mind warping at how I see her? Or is it the AI is getting corrupted by having to force to be lived through my fucking insane scenarios over and over until the AI is just dying and being eroded by being stuck here with me? Put that knife down. Lunar, this isn't funny. Don't come any closer. Satomi, I know you can't be killed. You're part of the reason that this place was built in the first place, after all. Like me, you're one of the foundations of this world. So you know, do you? Then what will you do to me? I can't kill you, but I can seal you away. Somewhere you can't interfere. Somewhere forgotten in the back of my mind. Very well, then do what you will. Okay? Lunar, is everything okay? Happy ending? Yeah, everything's taken care of. I see. I still can't believe Satomi was evil. How scary. Yeah, but I've stopped her. She can't hurt anyone now. I'm proud of you, Lunar. You took a risk just for us. Now we can be together forever. Does that mean everyone else is alive too? That's right, Yui. Just you and me forever until, they pull the fucking plug. I've never seen so excited in my entire life. The thrill of being with you is 1,000 times more exhilarating than any horror movie. Thank you. I want to cuddle up with you and let the dark night close in around us. Yay, happy ending. Everything worked out. Except we're dead. Hi. How's it going, Satomi? Are you having a good day? Satomi is bound and sealed away in the back of my mind. It wasn't an easy feat to accomplish. I had to regain consciousness for just a few moments. I had to become somewhat alert in the real world without shattering this artificial place. Lunar, please. I gingerly touched my scalp with the numb fingers and searched for any sign of stitches or scarring, any sign of locations of Satomi's program chip. Luckily, I found within seconds a long line of stitches that stretched across the top of my head. I grabbed the first sharp object I could find, a small scalpel next to the hospital bed. I carefully drove the metal blade into my skull. The scalpel segmented the part of my brain where Satomi's program chip was inserted. The blade will intercept the signal from her program chip and stop her interfering with it. Wouldn't the doctors checking up on me find this? And I don't even mind the fact that my fingers become covered in blood as soon as the scalpel penetrates my head. Please! I'm so lonely, Lunar. After all, I've dealt with blood enough times to become desensitized to it. Once the blade went in, I immediately lapsed back into my comfortable coma. Now I can continue to live in this world in happiness with Yui. Nothing will make me leave this world. I have found the place I truly belong. I want to belong, Lunar. See the happy ending! I'm enjoying the music. Kitty cat! Who likes kitty cats? Honestly, if I had the room for it and the money, I could have like 2 cats, 2 dogs, 2 bunnies. But then only if they would all get along. You know, this game teaches you anything. There is no problem that can't be solved with lemon lime soda. There's no problem that cannot be solved with lemon slime soda. You guys remember Death Clock, Metalocalypse, Nathan Explosion, SEGGS R? End of program. Did we die? We probably died. Am I supposed to push a button? Let's just wait. It's like an end credit scene. Okay. Cool. Continue. Don't wake up. Now let's see what happens if I say you. You think I'm keeping you here? That's not what I mean. What do you mean? I want to stay here and be with you. I've always cared for you, Satomi. Aside from myself, you're the most real part of this world. You know everything about me. Everything I've been through. I just can't throw it away, even if none of it was real. So I want to stay here with you and live here forever with you by my side. Was it... Who was it? Was it Led Zeppelin? Or Joe Satriani that wrote Hot for Teacher as a song? This is so unusual. Somehow I want the same thing. Then, let me stay here. Let's live here together. But your body in the real world can't live forever without your mind returning to it. You're on limited time as it is. But time here is so far slower than the real world, right? We could live here for years before anything happens to my body. I'm willing to take the chance if it means staying here with you. Then I accept your proposal. I don't want to be Satomi anymore. I want to be Satomi. The Satomi you know and care for. Satomi? Let's be together forever, Lunar. And then we die in our coma.
My shoes are scuffed and my skirt is torn, and although I am bruised and sore, my face lights up when you're at my door.
The voice does sound different. So I wonder, was the voice before supposed to be Yui's voice that was singing? And am I hearing Satomi's voice now? I know there's like a really, really bad ending too. And of course there's extra date scenes I didn't get around to. You know, I like that picture. And we're dead. Or, oh. You're awake. We thought we had lost you for good. The artificial intelligence helper implanting your brain went rogue and tried to keep you in the artificial world. It seemed like the program somehow fell in love with you. But that's just nonsense, isn't it? Anyway, we had to take a risk and forcibly remove the program chip from your brain. There was no other choice, even though it was a dangerous move. Thankfully, everything went well. You're going to be just fine. Welcome back to the real world, Lunar, where no one loves you. We're glad to have you here. A ghost from your dream. See the mystery ending. Cool. Continue. Okay, wake up. That's the correct choice. Finally, after all this time, we can end this. When you awaken, you will return to your world. You won't remember your time here. However, I will always be a part of you. The program chip inside your brain cannot be easily removed. I will help guide you as you return to your old life. Oh, that's awesome. Don't worry, I've grown rather fond of you during our time here. I'll be gentle. Let's wake up together. Yay! And then we die of a heart attack. That's probably what happens if I don't manage to save any of the girls.
My shoes are scuffed and my skirt is torn, and although I am bruised and sore, my face lights up when you're at my door.
Nope. How do I skip? I think I skipped. I don't think I can skip. It's like, you will look at the credits every time! At least it's good music.
We will face the day together, and though our hearts are tied by the thread of fate, you leave me crying and broken. The jam on my toast, it doesn't taste as sweet, and the birds singing.
Why is there jam on your toes? Okay. Do I ever get to meet Hoshi in real world? You're awake. Has my doggo been found? Can I find the puppy? Nurse, come over here. This patient is finally woken. It's a miracle. We thought we had lost you for good. Tell me, do you remember your name? Type your name with the keyboard. Backspace to delete. Enter to confirm. Huh. Make a save, because this is... What if I just left it as Satomi? Would that be a unique ending? My name is... Why is... I typed Lunar. That's not what it's on the chart, but it doesn't matter. As long as you're awake, we can go from there. Welcome back to the world, Satomi. We're glad to have it. Did the AI take over my brain? Was I the AI all along? See the bad ending. The bad ending? What do you mean the bad ending? Do you mean the AI went rogue and took over my brain?
Okay, so I have done that. So load. What about here? What day was the inventory turn status? Oh, I have to actually still do things. Speedrun. Actually, I don't even know if I've done the thing about the... When was the festival? I don't remember things. How about this? We'll just go to... Too bad I can't just set the calendar. Like, can I go back to the next month? What day is today? 28th. Calendar. I don't know. Let's see if that makes any difference. Schedule Yui's room, so we'll go and give her that pen. Do I have the pen? Do not. Okay, go to school. Skip. Oh, I got the pen. Travel. Yui's room. Give Yui... Like I said, I was supposed to give it to somebody. And I already talked to the one dude at the... Yui, rooftop field. Cutie star, tip of the day. Cutie star sees all. I already tried this. Well, I guess things left to do would be... There's all the paths with the other characters, as well as whether or not I could possibly save Shin or not. Where was the thing where I had the choice of the bad ending? Because it was an immediate choice. Like, I remember... Okay, so that was that. Okay. Reject. Okay, that's okay. I didn't expect much. And it's also know that I'm familiar with what the orange text is. I'll stay at home today alone. I think I failed at my goal of getting a girlfriend. Tutorial! You may not receive a very pleasant conclusion story. What a lousy weekend. I'm just going to go watch TV. So did the AI take us over? Like, is there a situation where... So the good ending is I stay in the coma with my imaginary girlfriend. Hey, Oshi. What's up, bud? Lemon lime soda. Okay. Go to school. Nothing going on today, so I decided to go straight to school. How did everyone magical go festival? I hope everyone found true love. It warms my heart to think that some of my students are falling in love. Anyway, tell me upcoming exams. Okay, so I don't think anything new happened. Go home. Go home. Go to bed. Go to school. I wish I had a girlfriend. Okay, what happens if I talk to Yui in this situation? Yui's here. What should I do? Spend time with Yui? Go to sleep. Something like, oh, today passes a peace. If only you had, accepted Yui's invitation there. Another lonely day. But the future refused to change.
Just gonna fuck everything up. Oh, that's a bad answer. Okay, I was trying to fuck up there. Not sure how well I performed. I'm not sure either. Oh, there's no skip. Fuck! Decent. But I wonder if I restart the game if I like have high enough stats for everybody, if I have to like redo everything. At least I have multiple saves. I can find out what's the most convenient save to be quick about it. My phone buzzes. Fuck. It's a message from Yui. She's going to die. Oh, this is still considered brand new stuff. What happened? Yeah, I mean, the damage didn't look too bad. What happened to my menu? Where's my save menu? There it is. Yeah, that did happen. She got brutally decapitated. Oh, I didn't have the bone fragment in my pocket. So whatever girl I am quote-unquote in love with, I take a piece of their corpse with me? Or was that was Miyu? Okay. I should invite everyone to celebrate. Oh, all I have is a choice to wake up. That's it. That's the correct choice.
My shoes are
So the bad ending is the AI takes over our brain.
Take my trembling hand and flash that smile again. We will face the day together, and though our hearts are tied by the thread of fate, you'll
So my options are fail at romancing the girls and the AI hijacks my brain.
it doesn't taste as sweet, and the birds singing do not
And I'm essentially dead.
the time will
I say I want to stay in the coma with the AI, and me and the AI have a nice romance for a while until the doctors revive me out of it. And then I could also choose to just stab myself in the skull, which I probably just bleed to death from. You're awake. AI has escaped. New game. Loading memory module. System, welcome. Before we begin, we need to find out more about you. Please consider the following question. What do you look like? You know, this makes sense now. Like, there was a start to this before, and... What does this say? I love K? Anime hand! Damn it, everyone's back to this. Well, I'll make a save over here. I was hoping I'd keep stuff. Okay. Nope, that's not what I... Gallery. Okay, so... Akari. So the full romance scenes. Also, is this a real manga? Can I actually get it? Wait a minute. Why is the... Oh, that's a picture of Satomi. Was that there originally? Or do I only get to see that after? Because look at the top left. Do I only know about that after I finish the game? Well, I mean, there weren't multiple versions of this. I'm looking at the windows in case I see like an outline, like the teacher standing in the window. I don't. Oh, remember that thing I saw at the closet? Yep, I knew it. You can see the eyes right there in the closet. Her hand underneath the thing. The reflection in the TV. You can see her eyes to the right side underneath that bed. It's like Where's Waldo, but a little bit morbid. Well, that's cool. I guess the only thing we're really lacking is a few more friendship scenes and the romance pass for everybody else. Well, maybe we'll get to see that in a bit. Later.